Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you like the content, hit the subscribe button, leave a like down below. Now we've been pretty negative on the channel towards the 2K series, so I wanted to do a more positive video because as far as everything they do wrong or won't fix or can't fix because of time constraints and the fact that they have to work on the next game while the skeleton crew probably finishes up this game's DLC and everything and tries to fix bugs, I wanted to give them a little flowers a little bit because they do a lot of things right with these games, despite all the hate and everything. So let's give them their flowers a little bit, and let's talk about 8 things that they do really well. And I swear I'm not becoming a list channel, it's just how circumstances have happened this week. We'll get back to the usual tomorrow. Alright, so number 1, community creations. It blows my mind that I can spend an entire afternoon on community creations. If I want a wrestler from AEW, boom, someone's probably made him. Shoutouts to the community. If I want someone from New Japan, they're on there. If I want someone from, I don't know, Marvel, DC, Kanukimon, if you've been watching the channel, it's a Japanese anime that's been around for about 45 years, and it's all about wrestling, superheroes. I love that anime, and it's on Netflix. Shameless plug, I'm not like endorsed or anything, I just love that franchise. You can go download them. They're on there. Someone has made it. I mean, what is it? Rumble Roses. A 2-off franchise that came out on the first one on the PlayStation 2, and the next one on the Xbox, which is backwards compatible, by the way, on the Xbox Series X. In fact, that's the only way you can play that game on modern hardware. I wish they'd put it on PC in a collection or something. But anyway, all the wrestlers from that, someone has made. Any wrestler from any game that's a wrestling character, like Tina from DOA or Boss from DOA. Heck, they probably have King from Tekken. Someone's probably made him in there because I think there is a big cat head in there. I mean, you name it, someone's made them, and it's downloadable. Especially that we're like, what, 4 or 5 months into this game's life, they're probably going to be on there. And not just wrestlers. There's arenas that people make and upload too. And since they haven't opened to the PC crowd and Steam community, we're getting cool stuff like made up arenas like in the parking lot and stuff like that with water. I'm sure they put a kibosh on that when they see it because it kind of breaks the game in terms of service. But it's crazy to me that I can make an arena, my original arena with my Strizer character and all that stuff, and upload it for everybody else to play on. Which I did, by the way. Go check it out. I got the first wave of my characters up because I felt like we were getting gypped with the Pat McAfee pack. Yeah, so go check it out. So yeah, to me, the community creations is such a huge win for this game, and any game like this, any wrestling game. I mean, create a belt, arena, show, character, everything. Moveset, it uploads that too. I mean, you can sit there and spend a week perfecting your character's moveset or your wrestler, upload it, and it's backed up for the life of the game. That is insane to me. That is awesome. And then you can download it on everything else. Everybody else can play it. They don't have to go through and try to recreate your moveset. That's awesome. They deserve their flowers for community creations. I do wish it loaded a little faster, but every year I feel like it does load a little quicker with the more powerful hardware. Alright, we spent a little too much time on number 1. Let's move through the rest of this a little quicker. Number 2, huge roster of talent to play as. What other game, not just wrestling game, what other game allows you to play as over 100 different wrestlers or characters? I don't think there's any. Not even Smash Brothers with all its characters. This has the biggest roster every single year for a wrestling/fighting game on the market. So yeah, it's insane to me how many different wrestlers you can play as in this game. Now, unfortunately, with the locking of the women fighting the women and the men fighting the men, it kind of feels like it splits the roster in half that way, or 60-40, depending on the, who's in what category. If they could just break that barrier. I know it's supposed to be simulation like the show, and the fact that it looks almost real, they don't want to do that. But if you're going to go the fighting game route, which is kind of how these games feel, it'd be really cool to just everybody fights everybody, right? That would be awesome. But then they'd have to do it on the show, and that's never going to happen because let's face it, a Zelina Vega could never beat a Braun Strowman. Like, it's just not happening. But in the game, it could, right? Anyway, so huge, massive roster. Let's go on to the next thing. Number 3. Now, in the last video, I talked about how the limitations of the creation suite for Create a Wrestler in particular, where there's no body morphing because they have to make it to where all the parts fit because there's so many parts. But despite that, what other game gives you this many creation options? None. This still, to this day, every year, has the best created character, not just wrestler, but created character in any game. The only one that comes close, and I know a lot of you guys probably haven't played it because you're not, this is a wrestling channel and it's not a wrestling game, but Phantasy Star Online 2 on the PlayStation 4, 5, the Xbox PC. The character creation in that is the only thing that comes close to the 2K wrestling game series. So if you're curious about those, it's a free-to-play game. Huge creator, not wrestler, but creative character options. It's freaking amazing. But in this game, you can create a wrestler with all tons of options, spend weeks making one character. You can create a championship, and with the logo implementation where you can upload logos and stuff, you can truly make everything your own. Not to mention create an arena, create a show, move set, and the fact that the way it's laid out for you. Like if you're new to the franchise, it could be pretty daunting and you get lost in menus trying to find stuff. Like let's say you make a character and you want to change a certain thing about the character and you might forget how to get there because you're new to the franchise and there's a lot of menus. You're like, how the heck do I change his hair? I forgot how to change his hair. I'll probably make a couple videos on that, make a series, because if you're not familiar with the franchise every year and you haven't played it in years, or you've never played a wrestling game, going into the creation suite, you could get lost. The creation suite alone, you could spend, I've spent hundreds of hours just in the creation suite because there's so many options to go through. And the way that it's laid out, it's very simple. Once you figure it out, once you know where everything's at, you go right to it. Boom. Love the character creator belt, all that stuff. I just wish they'd open it up a little bit more with body morphing, being able to take certain objects and place them anywhere, kind of like in the Day of Reckoning series and the WrestleMania 18-19 games on the GameCube, where they had items where you could literally put like spinning blades in their shoulders. You could have movable parts. I mean, I know that would probably destroy the game and make it crash, but it would be awesome to have that. Anyway, so despite all the complaints in the last video, the creation suite is unmatched, untouched, amazing. Number 4, full-length entrances. Now, we know AEW went for the 10-second entrance route, but that was because, they ran out of funding, and probably because, they just didn't have time to do it. But, I don't know, I kind of like the short entrances because it gets you to the ring faster, especially if it's just a animation you have no control over. I kind of was hoping the 2K franchise would make it to where when you come to the Titantron, you first come out of the gorilla position, and it does a preset animation, right? But then once you get to the ramp, you take control of your wrestler. You can taunt, you can go up to the crowd, you can high-five them, you can go into first person, all sorts of stuff. You can activate fireworks, and then you can walk around the ring, and it gives you control. And let's say you have a time limit, so you don't piss off the next guy trying to play, or you're out there for 2 hours just dicking around. Once you get in the ring and you touch the ropes, the next animation takes over, and it takes control of the character, and it just goes through the animation like normal, and then it props up for the next entrant to come down. I feel like that's the evolution of entrances that I would love to see. I know a lot of people they just want the entrances in there. I want it authentic, perfect, blah, blah, blah. But to me, after you see an entrance 3, 4, 10 times, I'm either on my phone during the entrance because I like hearing the music, or I just skip it. That's just me. Sound off the comments below how you feel about entrances. But the fact that they have full-length, authentic entrances for all 200 plus wrestlers or 150 plus wrestlers, however many are in this game every year, blows my mind. Number 5, graphics and visuals are unmatched. No other wrestling game on the market today or in the past can touch the graphics of the 2K series. That's kind of like their shtick, I think, is it's simulation. It looks like the show. It's phenomenal, like how good this game looks. It blows my mind every time I turn it on. And the created wrestlers are almost on par with the in-game wrestlers. We're getting there. We're almost there. Every year, the created wrestlers look better and better. Some of the stuff still looks a little weird and old, like it's from an old game. But yeah, the created wrestlers are getting better, especially the ones from the community that get uploaded. Like we have MJF that looks like he's in the game. The only thing that makes you think he's not in the game is when you see his entrance and it's not his authentic music and motion, right? But yeah, graphics unmatched. Number 6, options. Play your way. You can either play it simulation style, where you can't knock over a big guy or pick him up, or you can play it arcade style, where it's super fast and really fun to play like a fighting game. I'm more of the arcade style guy because of the SmackDown series that I played. Although sometimes I like to go to the simulation style. The fact that you can go back and forth and it's not locked to one is really cool. I hope Ultra Pro Wrestling does this, where it has 2 different modes. I know they already have a lot on their plate, but it'd be really cool to have simulation mode and arcade mode, where everybody's basically on the same playing field. Rey Mysterio could pick up Big Show, no problem, stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, it's a video game. It's a video game. So yeah, options. And then you have full control over how many times they counter, their AI logic, all that stuff. If you go deep in the menus, you can even change their stats. If you want to make Roman Reigns the weakest wrestler on the roster, you can do that. You can make, I don't know, Dirty Dom the most powerful wrestler in your game if you wanted to. The fact that you can truly have control over every little aspect of your game is awesome to me. And no other game, not just wrestling game, no other game really allows that that I can think of anyway. Like Street Fighter doesn't allow you to do that. Soul Calibur doesn't let you do that. Name another game that allows you to control the actual percentages of what the AI does when you fight it. Number 7, modes. My Rise, Universe, Online when it works, Showcase, My GM, My Faction, Exhibition, Tournament, all those different match types. You can make up your own match types within the the limitations of the game. Obviously, you can't make like a whoever sets whoever on fire wins. But I mean, they have ambulance match they had this year, casket match. Now they use the same button mash gimmick, but it's still visually those match types. So it's still got those awesome match types in here. So no other wrestling game or game in general offers you this many different options to just play. Like you can go do a hardcore match, you can go do a steel cage match, a Hell in a Cell match, a casket match, an ambulance match. You can fight them in the back, you can fight them in the parking lot, you can throw weapons. I mean, that's not really a mode, but there's all the stuff you can do this year that you couldn't do in the previous years. And that blows my mind that it seems like it's not much, but it is. It's huge. The fact that they got all that in there within 1 year, less than 1 year iteration of the game. Of all these modes, Universe is obviously my favorite. I just wish that they would focus on that mode 1 year, because this year they really focused on My GM and the Showcase mode. To me, I think they should throw out Showcase if it's going to be the same every year, because going through a checklist to me is just not fun. If I could just play those matches, that would be more fun to me. Like you play through the whole thing, like no stupid checklist to do, and you unlock the stuff that way. But then again, why would you do it that way when you could just go play it in exhibition mode? I mean, they could still have the commentary during the match, but I don't know if that would get annoying. But anyway, Showcase mode to me, of all these modes, is, other than My Faction, of course, because My Faction, everybody hates My Faction, but that mode's not going away. That's where they get most of their money, I'm guessing, after the game sales, initially. I just really want them to focus on Universe mode and getting Universe mode online, like to play with other people. Imagine having a group of friends and you all just go and do a huge pay-per-view together. That would be so fun. That would be awesome. Imagine what that would do for YouTubers, not just players in general. I mean, all these YouTubers could collaborate and do a huge universe show once a month, like build it up throughout the week, do promos against each other. It'd be awesome. That's where I want universe to go. I know other YouTubers want that mode to just disappear because they like my GM better. Please no. I don't like being stuck in menu hell, just trying to keep my wrestlers happy, manage money, and all that stuff. Now, if you like that, that's cool. That's great. But I like Universe Mode's approach where you just set up the matches, or it sets them up for you, like in a show format, and you can literally just play through a huge season, endless season mode. That's what I want. I just wish I had cutscenes, show opener, and online play. But anyway, other than that, modes, they have, there's something for everybody. I challenge you to go through here and not find a mode that you like. Anyway, number 8. And then this one is pretty recent because over on Steam they had a free weekend, and I've been hesitant to try to buy it on Steam Deck because I keep hearing back and forth conflicting reports that it works fine on Steam Deck. It doesn't work on Steam Deck. My Steam Deck crashes all the time. I can't get it to start on Steam Deck. So I finally tried it out with this latest free weekend, and I can confirm with no mods other than lowering the performance and stuff requirements for it, like textures and all that stuff, so it runs a little better. It works flawlessly. And online too. I can go look at community creations while I'm on the toilet. I can go do whatever in this game anywhere. So the fact that we finally have a portable mainline WWE wrestling game just changed everything for me. Now, I totally lost interest in this game until now. Now the fact that I can make my wrestlers anywhere, at work, on the John, watching TV with my brother, going to the store, DMV, this changes everything. This is what I've wanted since they did it on PSP. The PSP version of, I think it was SmackDown versus Raw 06. It's been a long time. The layer limit was like cut in half of what the consoles was, so I couldn't fully make my wrestlers. There's no limitations with this on Steam Deck other than graphically, where you should probably lower it to get better battery life. Without lowering it, it said the battery was going to die in like 50 minutes to an hour because I have the LCD Steam Deck. But if you lower the stuff, it lasts for 3 hours, it says. During matches, making wrestlers, stuff like that, awesome. I am floored that it works on a portable device. Now, the only bad news about that is I have to basically start over and re-unlock everything. Now, if they can get it to where you have a save file that works across all versions, like other games have been doing, then we're in business. Then I'm going to end up buying the game 3 or 4 times every single year so I can play it on everything. Because that would be freaking awesome. If I want to play it on my big TV, I just scroll over to my PlayStation 5, boom. If I want to play it on the go or record something, I could play it on Steam on my PC, just capture footage right there. And then, like I said, if I want to play it on the go and go to the DMV or go to the grocery store or pick somebody up from the airport, boom, I have it on my Steam Deck. That is huge for me. Anyway, what are some things that I may have missed that you think the 2K franchise does really, really well? Sound off in the comments below. Thank you for watching. And as always, stay frosty.